Hello, everybody. Welcome back to a brand new episode of 343. Uh, it has been quite a while since we have recorded an episode, but we are back, and it seems like we have a nice big team over here. We had a couple of faders. I know Jason's a bit disappointed that he doesn't have any backup tonight. But yeah, every man for himself, man. Like I think we'll be able to take each other on tonight. Myself and Mubeen, we have each other's back though, so that's gonna be great.
Doesn't seem like a fair
But
fight at all.
Yeah, definitely not to be honest, but okay.
how are you guys doing though?
Quite good, not too
So
bad, not too bad.
good.
Better than Jason.
Yeah,
Not,
man.
not me.
Better than Ziad, better than all. Yeah, suppose you're right. We're all good.
It's like that meme where it's like you say one thing, but then it's the mask that's covering the face that's crying. That's exactly what's happening with Jason right now.
I don't think there's any mask there, to be honest.
Yeah, honestly, no, I'm like not even wanting to hide the emotions. While I smile a bit, bro, I think I've cried all of my tears out already, so it's fine. I'm not even worried.
Yeah. I even offered to make him like hot chocolate now tonight, just to like ease his way back into this recording.
It's it actually slapped, eh? So I mean, outside all of this podcast, if anything fails, bro, become a barista because this hot chocolate is really good. Plus, it's nice customizable mugs. So shout out, who's this? Thor, son of Odin.
Odin's son. Yeah,
Odin's son, exactly that.
let's just get straight to it. What on earth happened to Arsenal in the last 2 months?
Potless.
What do you mean?
What
They've
on
been
earth?
sitting. They've just been
I don't
sitting.
know.
That's all.
Arsenal wanted to get top four to get Champions League. I think we overachieved by being second. I don't know.
I'm going to agree with you on that one. I agree.
Look, you can laugh all you like, right? But a team that's never been in a title race, and now it's like, yeah, there's a fair degree of inexperience in the team, and yeah, maybe we should see it out. But yeah, I've made my peace with the fact that we're back in Champions League. It's hard, right? I mean, if there's anybody, I think Nikita can attest to how hard it is to go up against City. You're trying to run against an oil machine, excuse the pun, a well-oiled machine rather. And it's just like they have this gear that they click into. And I think Arsenal just got so frightened by it. And I think the fragility, if that's even the word, of like previous years, it just crept in and stuff like that. Like silly stuff, man. Things that we didn't do the whole season, and then suddenly it gets to the point where we need to stand up and actually be like accounted for. It's something I experienced all through primary school already, primary school, high school, where we get into positions. I'm used to it, man. If you had asked me at the start of the season, nobody put us in that race. It's fine. Then we were there, and yeah, I don't think they fully believed that they could go toe to toe with City, and I think that's what showed. And it's just like, it's sad to actually go out like that. And okay, Brighton was a big loss, but I think it's once again it's the hurting of like Everton early in the season. It's West Ham, it's Southampton. It's much like last season where we lost against Spurs and then lost against Newcastle, but there was a run of games before that where we lost against Southampton at home, where we lost against Brighton as well. And it's like everything leads up, and then this massive result is the final nail in the coffin. But actually, the death was it was compounded earlier already. So yeah, I suppose we'll have to live with this bottlers tag. But yeah, let's just see what next season. I'm on to next season already, and there's 2 games left, and I just don't care about this anymore. We have Champions League. Next season is the one.
I
Hopefully,
I saw a stat that like you guys were top of the log for like what 93% of the season,
yeah.
which is crazy. Like
You know,
like
when I
I mean,
knew
like
it,
I know
yeah.
you're saying that like you're over the season, you're like looking to next season already, but it's just like it's like I don't know how I deal with that mentally. Like it was like within grasp. Peter, you were there already with that 1 point season. Like, I mean, it was within reach, but the difference, yeah. But like the difference
Twice.
is that Arsenal were top of the log for like 93% of the season.
Yeah, but I
That
think that's irrelevant. I think I sent the stat in the group chat, like, and apologies, I had to say I told you so, but you have to win every single game. That's the margin of
Yeah,
error. You have to win
that's
every single game. When we won the league, we won 26 out of 27 games of our first 27 games, and that's the pressure you need to put these guys under. That's that's the margin of error that you're working with now.
yeah.
Like the reality of thinking that you're gonna get 90 points and win this league now is long gone. Like you need to let that go. And that's why I said, like I've been saying on the podcast all season, I was like, there's no way Arsenal's going to win this league. You know, it's a nice dream to have, but there's no way. It took us 3 seasons to wear them down to win it, right? It's literally what it took for us to win it. It was literally wearing them down. But yeah, that's just the standard now. I mean, I think you guys gave it a good go and it was nice and fun for a while, but they just have too much power, too much money, too many charges against them. What does it
Yeah,
actually mean anyway in reality? But I mean, I think, you know, Jason, you guys will be a better team for this running. Your team, you guys are a lot of young players in that team. The mentality will build from this. I mean,
yeah.
it
So
really will.
yeah, no, and I think that's what I think people is now saying. Okay, Arteta needs to go, and it's like you're asking for a tangible evidence of improvement, right? When he took over, we were eighth. Then I think we got eighth again. Then we got fifth last season, and I actually remember because we always seem to do a talk about this because Arsenal seem to be falling at these moments, and now we're saying, okay, this is gonna motivate them. So from fifth, we now go to second. And like you say, you have to be absolutely perfect playing against City. I think Villa thought that they had it won last season. Liverpool maybe win the league. But City come and they just, there's something. While they may not win the Champions League, they've got this Premier League thing on lock now. They know what to do, when to do it, and stuff like that. So I'd like to believe that this one now pushes us even further. And maybe this is that little push that goes. But like you say, there's a tangible evidence of where we are going, and I think we're at the season now. So if next season, if we are going to put stakes down, and okay, everybody says next season is not going to be the same, and everybody was performing below par, so that's why Arsenal's doing this. But I say to that, like if it was so easy this season and City and Liverpool weren't doing, then why is it that only Arsenal was able to do it like that? That should be evidence enough that there has been improvement. Right. So we push on to next year and we see hopefully we can run, but I do feel next year will be a bit harder. But I don't think that miraculously Arsenal's just not going to be doing what we did this season. Like, it's not to say that we played a stretch of like 8 games good football. I think we played a good solid 6 months of consistent football where we dominated most games and got results. Okay, there were certain lucky results in there, but I think that's part and parcel of a season run in. So yeah, I'm excited for next. I'm disappointed, but yeah, I'm ready to look at next season already. Because I also wanted to watch my team on a Thursday night. Sorry, that's the thing. You can watch it on a Tuesday and a Wednesday.
I don't watch football on a Thursday night. I start that off right there. But I have a question for you, right? Because now, as an Arsenal supporter, I mean, whether you're a terrible Arsenal supporter, which I believe you are if you're calling for Arteta's head, or a great Arsenal supporter, which I think most of you guys are, you know, your expectations now are raised, right? So this season was that season where you guys gave it all in the league. You guys exited cup competitions early, etc., which is normally, I mean, FA Cup is normally a competition you do well. So is it now that Arteta has high expectations now to perform in cup competitions? Definitely not Champions League. You're probably going to get one of Real Madrid or Barcelona, reality for you guys, in your group, just because of your coefficient or whatever it is,
Yeah.
probably low. So I mean, not Champions League, but I'm talking. Is there now an expectation for next year for you guys to actually compete in the cup or deliver a trophy next season, and finish in the top four, with the reality of Chelsea are probably going to make a resurgence, Liverpool are probably going to be competing for top four spot next year, etc., etc. Is that where you are holding Arsenal Football Club to next season? Like,
Yeah, I think that's where I'd like. And I mean, like you said, Champions League, I think we now need to sustain that run of being there, right? And I'm not expecting us to really go deep in that because, like you say, it's going to be tough. And I think for most of those players, it's going to be the first time it's going to be playing Champions League football, right? So that in itself is massive. I'm thinking it has to be good cup runs and then, like you said, top four. And if we're not going to go cup, then I need to see something at the end of next season because I can understand growth, I can understand improvement, but at the end of it all, if you're not going to back it up with something, then it's just going to be on failed potential the whole time, and we're going to go close and we're going to fall away, go close. And yeah, I'd like to believe that Arteta's got a plan for us, which I've seen, and sometimes it maybe is very much like Pep that he overthinks things. But yeah, I'm just hoping that next season we can push on and it can be something better. I mean, even I think Liverpool's going to be a bit sticky because they're obviously losing their best player, James Milner. But I'm not
The
sure.
legend
Yeah,
James Morning.
the legend that is James, and not forgetting the ever-present Naby Keita, Oxlade-Chamberlain, and then without a doubt, the best player you guys have had in like recent times, I think, bar Mo Salah, Roberto Firmino, right? Yeah, I think we have to push again, and I want top three actually. Then I can feel that there's something that we're building on. Yeah, it
So,
can't be it can't be a flash in the pan. Just one season where we go second, and then it's like
no, fair enough. And like you spoke about transfers now for Liverpool, and I mean, like the news that was going around today is that Granit Xhaka is basically out at the end of the season. Um, so I mean, like Arteta definitely has players in mind that he's probably looking at. Um, I saw both United and Arsenal are both in for Kim Min what the from the defense yeah
yeah.
from Napoli, and he'll be a brilliant addition to any team. But then again, you coming from the Serie A. I mean, you can be great in Serie A. It doesn't mean that you're going to be great in the Premier League. So
Italians generally don't transfer well, actually.
yeah, exactly. I mean, look at Lukaku, for instance. Like he lights up the Serie A, but he comes to the Premier League and the guy struggles. Like it's like he's never kicked the ball before in his life. But yeah, just going back to Arsenal, like I think that like transfer, that recruiting department will need to be spot on because everybody's game is going to be up to a max level next season.
Yeah.
If this whole takeover with United goes through, you don't know what's going to happen on that front. For all we know, Chelsea can do a complete opposite of what they did this season. I mean, it's you're going to have to expect the unexpected, and I feel like everybody speaks about top six currently in the Premier League, and that number is just going to keep on growing because of how competitive all the teams are becoming. But yeah, just like from your point of view, Jason, are there any transfers that you are hoping comes in, or are there any positions in that team that you feel need to be looked at?
Yeah, obviously to lose Granite, I think it might be the best time because his character arc, right, has been it's been crazy. They actually need to study it for sure. And I think he leaves at a time where he's restored his reputation. And I think Arteta, we'd only let him leave if we have somebody lined up that could be like for like or maybe better. Which I mean, there's names been thrown around and stuff like that, and I'd like to see how it works out. But I think obviously finding somebody to cover him. I think we need to get rid of Rob Holding because he was clearly somewhat of an issue after Saliba got injured. And I mean, I think it happened with
He was the
United.
poster
Right?
child for Helos, though.
Hey?
I said
He's
he was the
actually the new
poster child for
spokesman
Helos.
for. He's the new spokesman for yesterday after Shane Warne's passing, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yo, I don't know, but yeah, maybe if there's like an alumni meet, he and Jacques Callis get together and they chat about all things air related. Yeah, so I think people don't like to say it, right? But losing a player in a key position obviously affects the whole thing. And okay, losing Saliba at the right centre back, that was a big thing because it influenced build-up play and stuff like that. And I think we see it with maybe United, and I think Verge got injured as well. So that was it's massive. And then you play against City and they lose Ruben Diaz, and then they throw in Laporte, then they throw in Akanji, or they let Cancelo go out on loan and they just play Nathan Ake at left back, and it's like nothing's wrong. Their backline probably like 500 mil maybe, Walker, everybody included. So I think that's the position. I think we need more depth now, in good quality depth now. It's not just like guys that are going to fill the spaces, man. You know, I need somebody to be hungry. Like, I mean, looking at City's bench, they could arrest De Bruyne another weekend, and they just played like Gundogan, and it was like, okay, we'll take him off. We'll put Jack Grealish, who's been in a very purple patch in terms of performances. Not really output, right? He's been doing okay, but he's not really output winger sort of a thing. And they could just bring in Riyad Mahrez. They could bring in Phil Foden. They could bring in Julian Alvarez, who's a World Cup winner. And it's just,
That's the luxury that Pep has, though, and it
Yeah.
irks us all because we all have these players in our fantasy team, and then they end up scoring 2 goals and assist one weekend, and then we thinking, oh yeah, draft him in, like
yeah,
get him
this
into
is
our
the
team,
thing.
and then
Just-
they chill on the bench for the next 3 games because he has the luxury of being like for like in
Yeah.
terms of world class players.
Yeah. So I'm not saying that we need to get to a level like that, because I mean, I think we could possibly, I think it shows, and I think Liverpool went as well, and now Arsenal showed as well. You don't need 30 good like world class players, right? But at least a solid 18 where you know you've got your like 6 key replacements that can come into any position and really keep that same level. And so yeah, I think it's just good quality depth. I do think as much as Jesus has done everything that I thought he would, I need a Haaland type guy that he's not going to touch the ball all game, and you put the ball in the air and he'll finish it. You put it behind the defense, he'll take his headband off, disrespect you, score a goal, and then it's like nothing, man. Like that man played a headband the whole game against us. Then he takes it off, then he scores, and it's like this guy's playing with his friends at like Cape District or something. He's just playing for the fun of it, and he's just banging goals. And yeah, I think that's depth in key areas. So that midfield role, I think a good left back as well to provide cover, because I think Kieran Tierney might go to Newcastle, which might be like adding oil to a fire. I think I've been hearing that through the grapevines for like 30 mil.
That's
If
interesting.
Wasim was here, maybe Wasim would be able to confirm that things. But yeah, I mean, if you put him in that system there, they also flourish there. So yeah, it's going to be a big window, and I think everything's going to be inflated as well, as it always is. And yeah, I think it's not just about spending cash, which I think Chelsea showed. It's not just about throwing 500 mil and then thinking you've got 8 franchise players, like an American would say, and then you'll be fine.
Mm.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking about
Yeah, I just want to add my 2 cents worth.
Please do,
I mean,
please do.
I'm having my first word in after 19 minutes. Yeah, just on the the league front, and we spoke about this very long while back when we were discussing who's going to take the league, and I clearly remember Nikita saying that City's going to come and take it, and Arsenal's not going to stand a chance. And I thought, no man, you're bonkers. It's Arsenal's league this year. And for me, I just feel that as much as muscle as City has, I still think it was an opportunity missed for Arsenal. So, and then you were speaking about next season and the transfers. So I think your transfers are going to be, or your recruitment is going to be an important factor in determining how well you guys are going to do next season. And if you're going to win a cup, the recruitment is going to be your determining factor, whether it be the League Cup or the FA Cup, or even them contesting again for the league. The recruitment that you're going to do in the off season is going to be an important factor.
Yeah, no, 100%. I have a solution for Jason's striker problem over there. Just let Harry Kane come home. Just let him come home.
If he wants to come, then he can sit on the bench behind Florin Balogun. Mubeen 100%. And I think also one of the key things that we did well this past season, it's obviously hard, right? But lock the guys down early, right? If you can, and then get them integrated into the squad. It's easier said than done, naturally, because clubs now know that if they've got a good player, they can squeeze clubs for a lot more than what they previously could. I think the age of like social media as well. I remember waiting for that Ozil signing, and it's like Sky Sports, it's like a deadline day. But now for me to before these clubs have even spoken, he's got an exclusive. I don't know how this guy gets exclusives, right? But he's just like, it makes it harder to lock deals down, because now as soon as this one smells this player, then there's like 7 clubs, and then suddenly it's a complete bidding war and stuff like that. So yeah, I think, like you say, recruitment massive, getting the right guys in also, and then also whether we'll be flexible to sort of breach our wage structure, which I don't normally agree with, because whilst it might work for a few months, it can cause rifts down the line, and Arsenal have had issues with that. I think it's 100%. Recruitment is a massive thing, and then we'll just see. Maybe we get a lucky draw like United got in the League Cup, Charlton and Portsmouth.
Games still have to be won, goals still have to be scored.
Should have let it here, and that's what. I'm just getting some feelings out, because I'm clearly still hurt.
But now, Mubeen spoke about was it Mubeen that brought up the point about like us predicting who's going to take the league early on in the season? I remember I predicted Chelsea to win this league. What was I thinking? on the flip side, though,
reasonable.
On the flip side, I made a prediction when Thomas Tuchel was still manager, and things actually looked a lot better. And my other prediction was that one of Liverpool or City won't be in the top 2. So I feel like I can pat myself on the back with that one. But yeah, just flipping back to Liverpool, you guys are doing great. What's that? 5 games unbeaten? 5 games, 5 wins in a row?
7.
7, correct.
Amazing.
Why are you guys surprised?
What happened?
I don't understand why you guys are shocked. We'd go on this run at the end of every season. With the year we finished 3rd, we won 10 on the bounce.
Yeah,
last year we won like 15 in a
row.
row.
We had bad seasons before that.
Yes, we do. The year we finished 3rd, we had a bad season. We won 10 on the bounce to finish 3rd. You guys think like we're trash. Like, what are you? We're the only club to have beaten City to a title. We're like legitimately like a good team. Like, we're not bad. Like there's still a team there. Like we're actually like a really good side. Arsenal, shut your trap. You should have beaten you at Anfield. I don't even know why you're talking. You're lucky you didn't lose the lead like 5 weeks ago.
I don't know.
The only reason that United are still in 4th spot and Newcastle or United still in 4th spot because we didn't beat Arsenal that day. That's actually what's going to upset me the most, is that we didn't beat Arsenal at Anfield.
At one point.
Not because we lost to Bournemouth after we beat United 7-0. It's because we drew at home with Arsenal. That's really good.
Nah, surely not, Nikita. You can't literally hedge it on that game, though.
No, it is that game. We annihilated you in the second half. No, we annihilated you guys in the second half. We really
okay.
and you guys in the second half.
We scored our chances in the first. then second half means absolutely nix. So
I'm sure Spurs would say the same with the game at Anfield, but I can't even agree about that because he's dropped off the stream.
Load
Technical
shedding.
issues.
yeah,
Technical issues.
Sure.
technical difficulties.
Yeah, but I mean, I think the run of form is expected from us, to be quite honest. Like, it was bound to happen at some stage. Like, for the team
No.
to kind of mold together, new signings. I still don't think Darwin is in his straps, but I think it will happen. I think he's a really good egg. Cody Gakpo is definitely a faster, agile Bobby Firmino, who I'm going to like shed big crocodile tears over when he goes in 2 games time. I cannot actually deal with the emotions that I'm feeling, especially after what happened at Leicester the other night. It was really emotional. But yeah, I'm stoked. If it comes
good.
down to us having to go and win the Europa League in Dublin, then so be it. So be it. We'll finish Klopp's reign off with all the trophies we could have won. I think that's maybe what is written in the stars for Klopp's reign at Liverpool. I really don't see Newcastle or United dropping 4 more points in the next 3 games. Have you guys got 3 games left?
3.
I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it. You guys got Bournemouth, Chelsea, and
3 game.
Who's the last one? Fulham.
Newcastle has Brighton tomorrow night.
They're Brighton. They've got the tougher fixtures. But you guys have 2 home games. So, I mean, I expect you to win both. I mean, they've got Brighton.
What is that point split between you, like 5th and 4th? What is it, like 1 point now? But I think United have a game in hand or something.
We have a game in hand.
They both have a game in hand.
They both have a game in hand. Okay.
Tomorrow night will be interesting. I mean, either way.
If they slip up tomorrow, right? I mean, I know Wasim doesn't want to hear this, but they also see they're showing some soft ankle there. So I think
if they do slip up tomorrow, which could happen,
it could
then that would be interesting.
It then does put it, and I mean, 100%. Last few seasons, it's weird, right? Because it's as simple as why can't you guys win those other games before and then put yourself in but it's like a guarantee. Both you and City click into this mad space, right? And it's just like finish the season well. And
I hear you. You know what my concern with is for the Champions League, for the top 4 spots. Honestly, now I'm not saying this because I'm biased, but to have 2 clubs, and no offense again to Arsenal, it's just that you haven't been in the Champions League for so long. You and Newcastle, between the 2 of you guys are going to get Real Madrid and Barcelona.
Yeah.
Both clubs are going to get Real Madrid and Barcelona. So between one of you guys, you'll get a group so tough that you won't even qualify for the Europa League. It will probably be Newcastle. So they'll go out in the group stages, right? They won't even get Europa League. That's the reality. Like, if you guys go through in your group, I mean, that will be an outstanding achievement. But the reality is, you're probably going to have United, I mean, no offense, but you guys are not going to make it past the quarterfinals. So you literally have City, who has... It's the only English club who's going to make it past the knockout stages. Like, I mean, come on, that's ridiculous. So that's my only issue with Newcastle qualifying in the top 4 at this stage. I think they're excellent. They've been fabulous. I've loved watching them. Isak, guys, I want. He's so fabulous. I love watching. I don't want him for Liverpool, but I mean,
Isak
he's just
looks like he runs a corner shop, to be honest.
100%. And then plays like 5s on a Wednesday. But but they shouldn't be playing Champions League next season. Maybe the following season.
Yeah.
But it just does not do well for English football to have 2 kind of low coefficient clubs in the Champions League next season. It's not going to do well.
So with you saying that, do you think that Newcastle have been overachieved in this first season under the new regime?
Definitely, but we expected it, right? I think we all called Newcastle in the top 4. I think pretty much everybody.
Yeah, I think
except Wasim, because he's just like super negative.
We should actually note it down the beginning of next season, and then put it on a graphic and see who. I know. I called Everton to go down. That I know, and I said United will be in the top 4. And Nikita rolled the eyes at me, but I remember saying Pat Frank and Everton's going down. I remember saying that. So.
I 100% remember that because I'd agreed with the Fat Frank statement. No.
Sad to see Southampton go, eh? I don't know about you guys, but
Yeah, I
I'm
was
sad
just
to
going
see
to
them
speak
go.
As
about
an Arsenal fan, I'm actually quite
relegation
happy
now.
because that's maybe 6 points that we can maybe take off like Luton. Nah, Luton's probably going to beat us opening night.
What do you mean? You guys are going to lose home and away to Burnley?
Your company's got a plan for us. 100%.
Dude, guys,
And
as long as I see Lau Foster shine on the Premier League stage, I don't care what happens.
I don't know. If he scores and they beat us now and it's a 1-0 Lyle Foster, I'll feel so conflicted because I'm not sure. I'd love for him to score. And if it must be against my team, then I don't know. Then I'm in the mud.
Take it
100%.
with open arms.
Chill.
But yeah, so there's 2 other spots left for the relegation. Like Southampton's gone already. We have Forest, Everton, Leeds, and Leicester. That's
Leicester's
still
gone,
chilling
man.
around there.
Leicester's
They
gone.
all have 2 games each, and so
I think
you
Leicester's
reckon
gone.
Leicester's gone?
They had no fight. I really thought they'd give us a game Monday night.
They look like they're just rolled over, right? And they're just ready to
need-
accept it. Like, I'm not even sure. I just want to check that thing again. I think, to be honest, right, I think somebody from Leeds tweeted that depending on the game that happens, I think it's Saturday, right? So if Arsenal beat Notts come in there. But there's a whole lot of games that are in that space. But yeah, Leeds also look like they could be down. They also don't look like they have much left in the tank left to give. So yeah, as much as I want
Sam.
to, yeah. Big Sam's got something. He's,
Yeah,
I mean,
Big Sam's probably just looking at it like, okay, I have a month left.
Kevin
and I'm
Nolan.
gone.
Yeah.
Kevin Nolan.
If he brings those 2 guys into the league next season, guaranteed, and he just puts that old Bluetooth thing on here, or the mic here. I still remember going to the Reebok
And his
Stadium
pack of beaches
my
in his
bro.
mouth.
Who was the small assistant that was always with him? It was Big Sam, and then it was
Small Sam.
exactly.
Sammy Lee.
Sammy Lee.
Yeah, Sammy Lee,
Yeah.
and they just look like they're always just ready to scrap it. Like that is 100%. That Bolton 100%. You see, if the lion was still standing, man turn into prime Buffon anytime they play against the top team.
But yeah, so then we think Leicester's the other team, and then we think it's going to be Leeds versus Everton for a scrap. I hope Leeds get relegated. Eh? Damn.
I honestly want Everton also so
I
we
need
can
them
get
gone.
I obviously want Everton to go.
Yeah. Imagine this whole plan, right? For them to build a new stadium or upgrade, and then they relegate it. Then you want to build it for what? For what championship team is going to fill that stadium? No, bro.
I say Everton, but then you keep Burnley and they can't break your legs. So I mean,
Honestly,
it's like half a dozen either way. Actually, that's the only reason I want Everton to go down. It's just like injuries and like that's all they give you. It's not like a great derby anymore. Like I really enjoy the game, but like the derby is not like a good quality anymore. I really much rather enjoy beating Man United at Old Trafford and at Anfield every season, rather.
Talking about United though, what's happening with our guy Wout Weghorst?
We got to wrap up by load shedding. I'm kidding.
Somebody has to talk about United and what does that Walter White have for next season for you guys?
What is what?
Walter White, Breaking Bad.
Walter White.
Yeah, what's he cooking up next season?
I don't know. I don't know what to say about United anymore. It's still draining to a large degree.
Bad, man. Come now.
It's not as bad. It's not as bad, but I mean, it's still draining to lose points like we have this last few game weeks. I mean, you don't. You're fighting to stay in the top four, and you're losing 1-0, drawing 1-1. I don't know. And then we're listening. Are we going to get bought over? Are we not going to get bought over? Guys are putting in bids at the 11th hour. Glazers coming out and saying, no, they're just on a fishing expedition. It's a little bit all over the show, still in on the back room, in the back room front. But it has been better this season. Much better. Our style of playing has improved. And I think a big part of us is sort of, dropping points is our defensive pairing of Farhan and the Butcher getting injured at a very crucial period in the season. I think if they had stayed injury free, we might have even been in the Europa League final. Putting it out there.
I was very interested to see how you were going to end that sentence.
Yeah. No, I mean, as much as Sevilla's our banana peel when it comes to the Europa League. I just feel if the two of them were playing and fit, I don't think we would have gotten the run over the way we did in the second leg.
But fair enough. I agree with that. The point about the defensive pairing, but Erik ten Hag has to take some responsibility as well. Some of his
100%. 100%. I think when he made the substitutions, I think that played a major part. And also in the league, I mean, he made substitutions, and that's when we conceded goals. But on the flip side, you look a season ago, you had a guy like Ole who never made any subs, and we still lost or lost games. So, at least he's trying and he's giving the guys a show, and that just shows that on the bench we don't have like real quality at this stage or enough quality.
I don't think we have bad options on the bench though. Like the thing is, like, we have, like, I really like Facundo Pelistri. I think he's a really great talent, and every time he was given a game or a cameo off the bench, he made something happen. And I'm not sure what happened between him and Erik ten Hag, but I've just stopped using him altogether. And whenever we were chasing goals, bring Begos on from the bench, and we know what that's going to do. It's going to hold up our players. Like our players are going to remain static, not going to improve our play that much. And every time we brought Begos on, like, we never scored a goal. Like, the point was to bring him on to score a goal, to equalize or win the game or something, and that just never happened. So that brings it back to my point of Erik ten Hag needs to take some responsibility as well. And I'm hoping he did that as point made to ownership. Like, you can't give me rubbish like this. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, he's not going to score me goals. Look, you can't score. So I'm like, at the back when I'm trying to, like, tell myself that that's actually what he's been doing. But yeah, it's hindered the team a lot. Like you said, we haven't been winning our games. We haven't been winning points. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But it was his decision to bring him in on the loan anyway. I mean, I don't think the board would have said, "Listen, we're bringing this guy in as a short term." Yeah, 100%. I mean, as much as when Marshall's fit and he's running at defenders, and he's easy on the eye to see, but he was never going to last. Coming back from injury, I mean, he came back for a couple of games and he was out, and then it's a niggle. And whereas I think, I'm not saying that Begos was a solution, but at least the guy was fit every game. He could run 90 minutes at least, and not, pick up an injury and make the squad depth even shorter than what it is currently. I don't think he's great, but I think when he started the game, so as initially when he just arrived, he did well up front, holding up the ball at least to get the midfielders involved. That's not something we've had in a long while at Old Trafford, where we had a striker who could hold the ball up and involve the rest of the guys in the attack. I also think Garnacho getting injured when he did also, sort of derailed us a bit, or derailed the momentum. I think he was sort of our one and only X factor, if you could call it that, X factor player who could, turn something into, or turn nothing into something. Scoring a goal or creating a chance, was or a player that's actually willing to run at the defender. Not like our right winger who's a one-trick pony. But yeah, I think his injury was also untimely. But let's see. Again, I think we're in the same boat as Arsenal for next season. I think if we get bought over, a big if in capitals with a few exclamations, I think our recruitment is going to be as important as what Arsenal's would be, to take us to the next level. I'm not saying we're going to compete. I'd like us to compete next season for the league. That's obviously a far cry, but the recruitment, I know you shake. I'm saying it's. I would like us to. It's not going to happen, but the recruitment is the proper recruitment is the first step in the right direction to build on for the season after, and season after that. At least we should be competing in a couple of cups next season if we do the right recruitment. That's my 2 cents worth.
I fully agree.
Yeah,
I fully agree. And
it's interesting because I'm seeing a lot of what Arsenal also went through, isn't it? Where it's like you've got this 11, but if you lose one or two players, it's done, right? And I'm not saying it's this season. I think we had some good strength, and we had strength in these areas. We're still short, but I think we can do better. But it's just like there needs to be more overall quality in the squad, and it's also about beating all the dead weight out of you. I think, or what Arteta did, and I think the Klopp's going to have to do that now. He's going to have to get rid of a few guys there that have just been. They haven't been as consistent, maybe, and maybe that's also what it's been. Because when guys need to go off the boil, you want somebody that's going to come off the bench or come to the squad that's going to give something different. And it's just like, yeah, there was just a overall lack of quality going through. And okay, there were some issues with like injuries and then suspensions, and then it's also a brand new coach. So it's not going to be perfect. It needs to be this teething problem now, which I thought Newcastle, they went for it, right? And now I'm thinking next season might be harder, because now the expectation is not how far we can maybe go, and now you show that you can possibly do this, and now you have to do it. It's the expectation increases now every season, and there are more teams that will do it. So even Villa now, Unai Emery, what are they going to do next season? Liverpool had their quiet season. Now we need Liverpool of like 2 or 3 seasons ago, so they have to now come in. Chelsea going to get Pochettino, and also spend 6 people. They now need to do something. So yeah, recruitment is probably the word for this, and it's a word we use all the time. But it's like recruitment is what it needs. I mean, every season we say that this league can't get better, but now it's gonna have to be.
How do we think Chelsea is going to set up next season, though?
I don't know. I think, I'm not sure. Do they appoint a new manager for next season now?
Yeah, Pochettino. Like I don't think they announced it, but Fabrizio announced, okay, here we go. So I guess that's
Yes.
what we
Yeah,
need.
for me, that was all dependent on who they bring in. But you never know with Todd. I mean, yeah.
They have no Europe next season, right? So they've nothing else to compete for. So it should be
Yeah, they can't finish.
interesting.
I don't think they can finish in the top half of the table this season. So it's not even the conference league that they can make.
No, I mean they only got enough points not to get relegated like last week. So
Yeah,
I mean I think they'll make a decent. They'll settle, but I mean I don't think I think they'll make the top 6, but I don't think they're going to.
I think
I mean, that's my
I think
personal opinion.
yeah, I think it's going to be a process for them as well. I don't know. It's going to
I
be.
Wouldn't they
just don't
still
think
sign?
they'll be attracted
Wouldn't they
to
still
the
sign
right talent.
someone like a couple of weeks ago? They signed someone on a free or pre-contract, and I was thinking like it's like from going bad to worse because they still continuing signing guys, not knowing who the manager is going to be.
Yeah, no.
So,
Like
They
I was
know
never
their
a fan of
owner
that
is.
idea.
That's all it is.
Like
As long as
baseball.
yeah,
Yeah.
tar.
The owner sounds the players. That's how it works. Long may it continue. It takes one more spot is open. That's the way I see it.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
That's the way I see it. Yeah. I don't even think we have time to talk about Spurs, but I mean they're also irrelevant.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Really,
Yeah, it's just I don't think I'm ready for this conversation. Not with so many of them on this call. Let me just rather have some technical issues, and
if there
I'll
was
join the
ever
next
like
one.
a blooper award of the season, you would think it would like if anyone wants to give it to Arsenal, I will punch you because it needs to go to Spurs. Spurs are awful. Like they are useless. They might as well get relegated actually. Like just stop wasting our time. Just get relegated. Everybody's taking up a spot in the top 6 for no reason, for too long of the season. Just get relegated. Stop wasting
I
our
saw
time.
I
Just
saw that
go.
David Raya might go to Spurs as
Yeah,
Lloris's
that's
He's
even
replacement.
a
the
sign
perfect
to
player.
Yeah,
He's the
even a
perfect
sign.
player. He's a guy who's I'll walk past him in the street, I'll never remember his face. Like Sanchez or like any other bloody keeper that's ever played for Spurs who's not Lloris. Like I'm never gonna remember you. You are
I,
irrelevant in my life.
I'm low-key sad though because I like David Raya, and like I was hoping that he would have like come to United as Daya's replacement because Lord knows we need to replace Daya now.
Yeah, but you
So
guys need a big signing there. A big
yeah,
signing.
no, definitely. I saw United was dealing with Jordan. No, thank you. Stay at Everton. Don't, don't come to United.
That guy's arms aren't even long enough to like play badminton. No less football.
What happened over there, Nikita? Did you have load shedding or something? Or do things just go black and white?
But yeah, look, Nikita said earlier, she's like, yo, maybe potentially relegated because they didn't serve much. I was going to chime in and say, yeah, I thought you said about Spurs, but I thought, Riyad is still a friend. I don't want this guy to ever come back on the pod. And I'm sure we have some Spurs fans that watch. Hopefully, the 6 of them that are here in Cape Town, maybe they watch. And now we lose 6. I don't know. So I thought, but yeah, I
Sorry.
think people are like, okay, look, Arsenal bottle, right? But it's like we're not giving enough scope to Spurs that at the start of the season was supposed to be so good and then they fell off. Chelsea that spent X amount of money and they fell off. And it's like there's real issues, right? And we getting more falling out in a running against a super team than these guys that spent half a bill.
But that's because you guys were so vingat, Jason. Let's just be honest.
Okay, yeah.
You guys
No,
didn't go to
I
your
would say,
head.
yeah.
Like, please. Like, that's why.
I
You
mean,
guys
that's
are the worst.
That's the same thing about like all these other like I've never felt that I've ever been like a proud and out there. Like I say the wildest things that I see online and stuff, but it's like, yeah, man. Arsenal fans, yeah, we are maybe sometimes we are a bit delusional, but I mean that's not taking anything away from like United fans and Liverpool fans. It's you're so passionate about your club that you say some wild things sometimes, but it's like
I won't
it was
even repeat what I saw DD tweets after you guys lost to Brighton.
no,
And I
but
was like, I was
it's
just like, is this guy on like hardcore? Like, is he like out of his mind? He was
yeah,
like, now I know what Liverpool fans feel. I was like, dude, like, get a grip. Like, you need to like seriously go have your mind.
yeah.
Right? Like,
So
and that's what I mean. Like, it's just a delusion, and it
mm,
was 93% of the season of delusion. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm like, for you, I feel bad, and for Ziad, I feel bad because you are the decent fans. But for like the social media Arsenal that
Arsenal
we are
fan
exposed
TV.
to, you know, AFC, exactly, not this AFC.
let's get the AFC
Like
review.
it's terrible, man. And you know that's what, because of social media we now associate that with Arsenal, which is not fair. That's not a reflection on all the fans.
Yeah,
But it's just like it was bad this season, guys. It was really bad.
yeah.
So,
No.
but I did see a tweet the other day from one of our fans, the guy who's quite prominent, Dan Kennedy, and he was saying, you know, this whole thing of like, oh, I'd much rather City win it than Arsenal, or I'd much rather City win it than United, because we all have rivals with each other, right? Massive rivalry between Spurs and Arsenal, massive rivalry Liverpool, United. None of us are rivals with City because they were so irrelevant up until like a decade ago. And you were saying we need to get off the bandwagon and all just become anti-City, you know, super anti-City, because this league is very slowly but surely becoming a farmers league.
Yeah.
Realistically, like
Yep.
it's been, to win 5 out of 6 seasons is stupid. Like it really is just becoming the Bundesliga. So we really do need to become anti-City now, like they are in the Bundesliga, and not all club together, obviously, but yeah, we need to change our sentiment.
each other. Low-key.
Yeah, we still hate each other. Like we're still gonna hate each other, but you know,
Yeah.
there needs to be tribalism is important in football. It's what makes it enjoyable. We're also fast to watch despite VAR. But we need to have some sort of anti-City sentiment, guys. It can't be
That's
this every season.
that's why I wanted Arsenal to win the league so badly.
Me too.
Firstly,
Because they're still on to win the
it
treble.
predicts that, yeah, it predicts the three-peat that United has. Secondly, it predicts the possible treble that City is on the road to basically getting. If they get past Madrid tonight, they basically win the UCL. Like, there's no way that Inter Milan can win that final. Like, let's be honest here. There's no way that Lukaku and Lautaro Martinez scoring goals against City in that final to win the Champions League.
Yeah, because when the final happens, it's going to be the Lukaku that played in the Premiership and not in Syria. And
Yeah. And
I disagree, guys. You know, the thing about, you know, the reason City do well in the domestic league is City actors. They have an opportunity to flex their muscle. And I know it's like the fantasy of like, but I mean, let me like it's romantic, right? Let me like romanticize about it for a little bit. But the reason that you have clubs like AC Milan, Inter Milan, and Barcelona, and Real Madrid is one of them, is because they have this majestic nature with this trophy. They have this
they had
like how stadium that you hate to go and play against, like the bird. You don't want to go there, and you want to go there on a European night. And I just think like somehow the ghost of Inter Milan players past will invite those Inter Milan players to take it over. But I still believe Real Madrid will win tonight. That's my hope. And then Real Madrid 15 titles. I think it's insane. Is that 3 years in a row that
This competition is a joke to
It
them.
was Chelsea and them last year, and then it's a joke to them, man.
Yeah.
They can't win the domestic titles.
Okay.
But it just shows you, right? Like you could have this romanticism with this trophy, where you have this amazing like reputation in what's the most difficult cup competition, but then you can't win your domestic, league title. I love football, guys. It's okay.
Yep. No, I fully agree. And yeah, been anything you want to say before we wrap up?
No, I'm good. I think I let off what was on my chest. So yeah, just a bit disappointed that Arsenal didn't go the full way, but I mean that's life.
We all disappointed. You now want me to cry, is it?
No, I don't want to because then it's gonna go on for another hour. And, like I said, I got off my chest what I wanted to, so I don't have much more to add. I'm also hoping that Madrid pulls through tonight because I don't want City to win the treble. And right now, I don't have enough faith that we gonna pull one over them in the cup final. So, yeah.
Come on, guys. Also, like, why is that cup final like in I don't know?
FA Cup.
No, why is that cup final in the second week of Wimbledon almost? Why is it so late?
Yeah, the dates are really weird.
The 3rd of June or something.
Dates are quite weird. After the weird, I don't know.
No, guys, I'm sorry. I'm watching tennis thing already. I won't be watching the FA Cup.
Back 2 weeks as well, because normally Champions League is like a week off.
Yeah, Champions League is normally the week after the Premier League.
Weeks
Yeah.
after the so I mean that's what you get for having a mid-season World Cup, isn't it?
Well, I suppose also got to do with the World Cup, the amount of fixtures that were played and blah 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 blah. So that probably also had a part to play in.
No, for sure.
But it's May now. The league ends next week. It's supposed to be the weekend after the league ends, isn't it? So you have 1 week to rest and then you play the FA Cup.
Usually,
It should be Roland Garros time.
yeah,
It's already transferring from tennis to football. So from football to tennis, my bad. But on that note, let's wrap up this episode. Thank you guys for joining. Pleasure as always. If you are watching this video, then hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at 40cast. Share our tweets, share everything if you can, if you want to. Please, it helps us a lot. But yeah, thank you to everybody that showed up tonight for being Jason and Nikita and Riaz. We have to thank Riaz, even though he popped off early. Yeah, thank you guys for hopping on. And yeah, I'm